spirits.
We know the family that grew up here, and they've confirmed that they've had unusual things. The final owner, before we bought it, had some real bad experiences, I guess.
Well, from the time we moved here, I could hear walking around.
What finally shook me the worst is I had these French doors here, and the car looked closed, and they began to act as if they were trying to open, and even I seemed to see them actually bowing like they were about to push out, and still I could see through them and see that there was nothing there.
The family has identified 3 distinct spirits. One, a man in khaki clothes who enters this door and apparently resides in the basement of the house. But a human cannot enter here because the door is bolted from the inside. Jim explains a recent occurrence.
Anybody from opening the door from the outside, no key or anything to open it unless the bar has been removed like that. As I came down the stairs, I noticed that the bar was in place, but I could still hear footsteps, and I went on down, got down to about the 3rd step, and then I heard a snicker, and I didn't go any farther.
A second spirit has been identified by Jim's sister Kathy and 2 of the Waters children as a younger man.
I seen him, and he was facing the bed, and then he had the necklace, and he had it looking at it, and then he turned around facing the mirror.
What did you do then?
I was looking at it, and I ran.
This second spirit is apparently a mischievous poltergeist who resides in the Waters home. Clara relates one of her experiences.
It was on a Sunday morning. We were all in bed asleep, and I heard water running. So I go to the bathroom, and the stopper was out in place down there, and the hot and cold water was both on running. Everybody else is in bed asleep, so I just turned the water off and went back to bed.
Although most of their experiences have been with sounds and late-night pranks, the Waters have seen just enough to believe there is yet a 3rd spirit in the house.
I had made my wife and myself a cup of coffee. I'd turned away from the stove, and my eye happened to go into the pantry, and I could see reflected in the glass of the door the definite, very, very definitely a woman standing with the curtain drawn back and looking out the window. It unnerved me to the extent that I dropped the coffee. I immediately went in there, and there was nobody there.
We asked our psychic visitor, Jan Broda, to go with us room by room and see if she could unravel the mysteries of this home and identify the 3 spirits, the older man, a young man, and a young woman. In most of the upstairs rooms, she felt nothing. But in this room, Jan felt a presence.
Yeah, seems to be something in here, I don't know what.
We went back downstairs to the main living area of the house. She feels a slight rush in the living room, but nothing in the dining room.
Okay. The kitchen.
Now this is where I really feel something in the kitchen.
I almost feel chills when I walk in here.
Especially towards the end of the table over there.
Over here.
Yeah.
From the kitchen, we went to the basement, where the family hears and has seen the spirit of the older man make his entrance from the bolted side door.
Saying I'm attracted to go this way and tend to go in there, or maybe just around this machine over there.
In this room over here, can we go in?
Right.
I don't know about you, I'd like to show.
Yeah, you definitely, it's like a little rush that you get where there's something different about this room than there is about, say, the living room.
Jan puts herself in a slumbersome state, and with brainwaves lowered, reaches these conclusions. The older man in the basement is here because he feels earthbound due to unfinished business while he was alive. He was strong-natured and stubborn.
And it seems that the longer he does this, the more and more aggravated he feels inside and angry. The woman seems to be in her early 20s and seemed to have spent a lot of time in the kitchen.
She was unmarried, but interested in a young man who visited her often. However, she died at 20 years of age of a lung problem.
And I feel that's why Mr. Waters caught her looking out the window, waiting, as if she's still waiting for him to come.
The third spirit, the young man, died suddenly in his late 20s. He is the one who has provided the noises. He's happy-go-lucky, and he may be related to the young woman.
For some reason, they're both here together, and I feel that if one left, they probably both would leave.
Jan says none of the spirits in this house are harmful and can be dismissed. But Jim Waters is not convinced that Jan or anyone else can dismiss them without repercussions to his family.
The problem with that is it's kind of like having a skunk under your house. You know, somebody is willing to come in and chase it out, only if it don't work, then they go home and you're still here, you know.